On the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5. My name is Julius J. We're right here. Yeah, so, we're right here. At 5 p.m., we will have with us Monserrado County Senator Abraham Darius DeLong. Some very tough, interesting, trending issues we will be talking about. At 4 o'clock, we have the Dock Workers Union right here. That's what it looks like. And two critical issues to talk about as well. Yeah, we're running with time. A major fault on Ghana's national power grid has triggered widespread outages, leaving the capital Accra, the commercial hub of Kumasi, and much of the north without electricity. Several power plants across the West African nation were forced to shut down in the early hours of Wednesday morning, the state-run power distribution company said. Our engineers and system operators are working continuously to restore power in the shortest time possible without compromising safety, Ghana Grid Company Limited, Gridco, has said in a statement. Let's take a quick break with some of our sponsors here now, because when we come back, we run into the issues that matter nowhere else but right here on The OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5.
are brave. We are passionate.
Hey, Tanu, I need cash and there is no ATM around here.
Really? Did you try the EcoBank POS?
POS? I said I need cash. What is it about POS?
Judy, you can get your cash through the POS. All you need to do is to visit any EcoBank Express point or petrol trade gas station and request to use the POS. Guess what? It can also take other bank cards.
Oh, widow. You mean cards from banks overseas too?
Yes, it should just be your Visa card.
Wow, great. So when there is no ATM around me, I will just use the POS to get my money fast. EcoBank has made it too easy, man. EcoBank and innovation that will 5 and 6 so.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Your cars, generators, and other machines can last much longer when you use the right kind of petroleum products to power your engines. Sunek Group, located on Bushwood Island, is dealer and distributor of high-quality petroleum products across Liberia at available prices. At Sunek Group, we sell and distribute high-quality petrol, gas, and diesel fuel to fueling stations across the nation. Our highly trained, professional, and customer-friendly staff are always waiting and ready to serve you. We deliver your petroleum products to your destinations on time. No worries. Power your engines with the right kinds of petrol, oil, and gas today and save time and money. Come to Sunek Group, your one-stop distributor of high-quality petrol, oil, and gas. We are located in a BMC building opposite UBA Bank, just a block away from LPRC on Bushwood Island. For more information, call 0777-062-441 or 0886-473-164. Sunek Group, spinning the wheels of oil and gas in Africa.
The Liberia Revenue Authority, LRA, informs all taxpayers and the general public of the ongoing registration exercise for medium and large taxpayers in preparation for the transition to the value-added tax VAT regime. The registration process includes the deployment of an electronic invoicing system in accordance with Section 55C of the Revenue Code of Liberia as amended and the Income Tax EFD regulation. All concerned taxpayers are encouraged to register online on the LRA website www.lra.gov.lr by clicking on the Online Services tab, selecting GST or VAT registration and completing the registration process. A team from the LRA will visit your premises to provide support for the registration process. Taxpayers are strongly advised to fully cooperate with the LRA registration teams to ensure successful registration and smooth deployment of the electronic invoicing system. Failure to comply with the registration requirements may result in penalties as prescribed under the amended Revenue Code, including other punitive measures. Please note that pursuant to the Liberia Tax Amendment Act of December 2025, approved on March 24, 2026, the Goods and Services Tax GST rate has been adjusted from 12% to 13% as part of efforts to facilitate a smooth transition to the value-added tax VAT system in 2027. For more information, visit the LRA website www.lra.gov.lr or call 0770 572 572. Signed, Margaret P. Crote, Commissioner, Domestic Tax Department.
fellow Liberian. My fellow Liberian.
Your favorite RLJ Kenneja Resort and Villas is new and improved with top-notch first-class services guaranteed to make you feel pampered and special as our royal guests. Ideally located on the RI Highway, a few minutes drive from the rehab junction, right in front of the Atlantic Ocean, you are assured of a peaceful, serene atmosphere of a home away from home. The ingredients for our Liberian meals are freshly picked from our garden to give you that unforgettable taste of Liberian cuisine. Our villas are designed and equipped to ensure every night spent with us is a memorable one. We are well positioned to host conferences and seminars of all sizes, as well as outdoor events like garden weddings and parties. Book your upcoming events and leave the rest for us to handle with 100% satisfaction guarantee. You can reach us on 0770-533-415 or email us at reservations@kennejaresort.com.lr. Visit our website on www.rljkennejaresort.com.lr. RLJ Kenneja Resort and Villas, for memories worth repeating.
Indeed, welcome back. This is the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5. We are right here. So things are happening, like we always say. And they will continue to happen. That will be according to the president. So, a guy called Emmanuel Hilter. Is it Hilter or Hitler? City Solicitor General. He's been barred from practicing before any court in the country after determining that he falsely claimed to be a licensed counselor at law. So they have levels and layers that you must cross to be able to reach to those areas, to those levels. But the person wasn't there. He wanted to act like he was there. So it became quite an issue. But let's play you something here. It has been talked about. So let's play you this. I want you to listen to it, share the video, invite others to join in. Okay. Here we go.
I saw you perform at the Nobel Peace concert. I love the songs. And I saw former President Johnson Sirleaf.
Yes.
Audience.
Mm-hmm.
What you reckon was her lasting legacy?
Her lasting legacy will be that she unleashed George Weah on us. That's the legacy I give to Mrs. Sirleaf. Sorry.
You don't think very much of George Weah, President George Weah?
Have you met George Weah?
Yet to. I'd love to interview him.
Oh, he can't talk much. You won't get much out of him. Huh? He's not very articulate either. No, I'm sorry. He's a fantastic football player.
Yes.
Okay? He's a fantastic player. At least that's what they say, because even when I was in England, I wasn't that much into football, and I understand he played at one time for Liverpool or something. Yeah, I didn't follow his football history. But the background that I come from, we didn't see football players as national political leaders. And I'm sure that's everywhere in Africa. I mean, I never heard Ghanaians saying Abedi Pele can be president.
Abedi for president.
Can you imagine? Could you have Abedi for president?
Oh, he's not a politician.
Well, this is our own case too. George Weah is an Abedi Pele. They should stick to their profession and everything. But Madame Salif thought it would be interesting, under the guise of generational. Yeah. So she unleashed George Weah.
Because he was VP before he became president, right? Was he vice president before?
No, he was a senator.
A senator.
Yeah, he was a senator.
But the Liberians chose him. She didn't force them to vote for him. So the unleashing.
Yeah, she did it because I'm saying at the end of the day, how did he get into the political class? He could have stayed there forever. We would not have voted for him. The majority of sound thinking Liberians, they would not have voted. But Madame Salif, like I said, foisted him on us, literally held up his hands and as the successor. And there was nothing we could do. I mean, we didn't have the capabilities of printing extra ballots and those little things that happen in African politics. Yeah. But he was a disaster for the country. Go to Liberia now. They will tell you he was a disaster.
So it's quite a damning verdict from you.
No, it's just the truth. It's not damning. My thing here is I have sympathy. I can even have sympathy for George because I know his limitations. I know his limitations. He had absolutely no interest in governance, in governing a people. He was just happy to be president, enjoying himself, doing a booga dance, drinking and partying. Yeah. This man was a football player. How do you expect him to come and read a 530-page budget?
His finance minister will read it.
But that's just it. He had no idea they would read a thing. They didn't even bother him with those kind of issues because he could not deal with it. Yeah, that was George Weah. I mean, I know a lot of people mesmerized this football player. And in fact, some of my Nigerians said, when I said, oh, he was a disaster, and they, really? They are all surprised. And then I asked them, so you think, what's the boy's name? The big one there in Nigeria, the football player. Kanu. I said, you give your country to Kanu to run? And then that's when they think. That's when they think.
Should I replay it? Very interesting, very profound. So in a democracy, people have the right to opine, to say what they want to say, what they believe they want to say, to critique anybody they want to critique, leaders, former leaders, and all that. And people have the right to critique what other people say. It's just that truth and civility for us should be the hallmark. Madame Fambule is in her place to critique the presidency of George Weah. It is a subjective arena. For example, people will say William R. Tubman was Liberia's greatest president. That's subjective. Others say no, he was not good at all. Others say Doe was a very good president. Others would disagree. Others will say Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was a good president. Others will say no. So those kinds of things are subjective. It depends on what one is looking at. Others will say Weah did well. Others will say no, he was a disaster, like she said. So, I those kinds of opinions that are not that it will be difficult to prove with facts, because others will say Weah did this and this is good. Others will say no, he did this bad one, this other bad one. So those kinds of debates, yeah, they do happen. They're okay, and it is her view, and that view should be respected. Just as others think he was a good president, it is their view. It should be respected, but people can disagree. So that one, it is in your area to agree and disagree on that one. There are a few things to focus on. One, that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf unleashed George Weah on Liberians. I find it difficult to believe. That doesn't look factual to me. Because when you listen to how the guy pressed her, she still dodged what she really wanted. It is difficult to believe. One, Ellen did not bring, there is no evidence, so we do not know of evidence where Ellen brought George Weah into politics. For example, where we see Weah was playing his football, he's not thinking about politics, and Ellen goes, oh, my son, I can't join in this politics thing so that when I'm leaving power, then you come there. Then the idea of an unleashing would take hold. Weah by himself and other people encouraged him to join into politics. In fact, gave Ellen quite a good run for her money for the presidency. Because I was able to watch a whole, because it's a long interview. I watched a whole lot of it this morning, even when I was coming, to ensure that I actually got what was being said. That doesn't appear to be true, because it is not supported by the evidence. Weah was already into politics from 2004 to 2005. Ran for election, did not win. 2005, he won the first round, right? Yeah. Then Ellen whipped him second round. 2011, we know there were those issues. He went as VP to Winston Tubman and blah, blah, blah. And then CDC said they were pulling out of the election and all that stuff. Then then he ran for the Senate. And he overwhelmingly won. So Ellen did not bring Weah into the political class. No. Weah was already there. He was a kingmaker. He made a whole lot of politicians. He made a whole lot of lawmakers in 2005 and 2011. He just, in certain places, he only needed to raise people's hands and they would win. 2017's run for the presidency still remains controversial as to how her support to him was. That explanation of saying that people would not have voted for him, it sounds like what they cheated in 2017 to make Weah win election. Does any Liberian want to believe that? Listening to me, was there cheating? Did people not vote for Weah in their majority to make him president? People did. If she supported, okay, that will not be like an unleashing, like, okay, we don't want this president, you're forcing on us. Now, she goes further to, let me play something here. There are some very key things. Let's deal with them quickly. We'll move on to the next thing. We don't have enough time.
You don't think very much of George Weah, President George Weah?
Have you met George Weah?
Yet to. I'd love to interview him.
Oh, he can't talk much. You won't get much out of him. Huh? He's not very articulate either. No, I'm sorry. He's a fantastic football player.
Yes.
Okay? He's a fantastic player. At least that's what they say, because even when I was in England, I wasn't that much into football, and I understand he played at one time for Liverpool or something. Yeah, I didn't follow his football history. But the background that I come from, we didn't see football players as national political leaders. And I'm sure that's everywhere in Africa. I mean, I never heard Ghanaians saying Abedi Pele can be president.
Abedi for president.
Can you imagine?
So from her background, they didn't see footballers to be people who can be national political leaders, who can be president. Okay, mark that.
Ghanaians saying Abedi Pele can be president.
Abedi for president.
Can you imagine? Could you have Abedi for president?
Oh, he's not a politician.
Well, this is our own case too. George Weah is an Abedi Pele. They should stick to their profession and everything.
Okay, they should stick to their profession. You play football, you should stick there. Don't think about presidency. If you're making music, stick to your music business. If you were selling scratch cards before, just stick there. To be president, only certain people. If you're a business person, stick to your business. Is my understanding of it correct? If you're an agriculturist, stick to your agriculture. Don't kind of run presidency. Let's move progress.
But Madame Salif thought it would be interesting, under the guise of generational. Yeah. So she unleashed George Weah.
Because he was VP before he became president, right? Was he vice president before?
No, he was a senator.
A senator.
Yeah, he was a senator.
But the Liberians chose him.
Uh-huh.
She didn't force them to vote for him. So the unleashing.
Yeah, she did it, because I'm saying at the end of the day, how did he get into the political class?
How did he get into the political class? So there's supposed to be a political class. How did he get there? In that political class, only a setting of us supposed to be there. People like George Weah and other people, they ain't supposed to come there.
He could have stayed there forever. We would not have voted for him.
He could have stayed there, just be around. Like, bro, we would not have voted for him. Well, he was senator. He was voted for.
The majority of sound-thinking Liberians.
The majority of sound-thinking Liberians.
They would not have voted.
They would not have voted. So the people who voted for George Weah in 2017 did not sound. But people say she did not insult. And I'm like, did they really listen to this thing? To vote for George Weah or people like George Weah? You're not a sound people.
He could have stayed there forever. We would not have voted for him. The majority of sound-thinking Liberians, they would not have voted. But Madame Salif, like I said, foisted him on us.
So that's the point. I don't get. The people voted. The majority of something people will not, but she forced it. She like forcing. They only force anybody to vote for we are here, my people. They was the groundbreaking ceremony of the road, blah blah blah. Ellen says, Joa Howard Taylor invited George Weah. If Joa and Ellen supposed to do the thing, Joa turned the shovel over to George Weah. And Ellen said, what they can say? Then the road business king and was the president did not carry the vice president. Then Joseph Boakai. We are king, they started the road, enter with it in Lofa and all that stuff. They ain't finished. Liberians took them from that. They brought Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai and people, and Joseph Boakai go bring out. He told anything, but we are nothing. Interesting country, right? The one road business. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So, in 2017, the mean Boakai, to break ground, the mean Boakai, they didn't carry Boakai. He was VP, didn't carry the mean. So, then we are keen started enter into Lofa up to Golu, because we all went there, we saw that. They will enter into Golu to Salaye, the scoring government again, just added that piece we should there. So they go for groundbreaking, the dedication of the road, the me. The me we are people to see your program, your uncle, Yeah, you started your entire lover. Thank you. It's okay. We don't have call you to. So you meet me, I meet you. Let's put that on, sir. We make progress.
And there was nothing we could do. I mean, we didn't have the capabilities of printing extra ballots.
Ah.
And those little things that happen in African politics. Yeah.
So she's alleging cheating. And people say, oh, she didn't allege cheating. She's alleging cheating. That the cheater for we are in 2017.
But he was a disaster for the country. Go to Liberia now. They will tell you he was a disaster.
Okay, that is the view that I say is subjective. That's a view. It is respected. She thinks he was not a good president. That's okay. But these other claims, are they verifiable? Is there evidence that they cheated for we are for be president in 2017 and all that stuff? And to make it appear, you see, there is a problem here. We can even go to the Taylor thing, but we can deal with that on another day. But there is a problem here. And I'm not sure it has gone away. It goes beyond what we look at. There are deep-seated, there are people in Liberia who really think certain people do not deserve to be part of leading the country. They may have their reasons. So there are a group of people who think, okay, we were the people who, I don't know how they would call them, but there's a group of people that would say we started the country and all that stuff. Our people started what is called Liberia. So we have this higher standing in national leadership. There's another group that say, okay, we remove the quote unquote oligarchy from power, we agitate and blah blah blah. So we, like you were talking about the progressives, and all those group of people. We are actually, because we fought to rescue the country out of the hands of these people who held us, the majority of us, hostage and blah blah blah. So that group that thinks, power is supposed to be within us, confined to us, a certain level of education and all those kinds of things. Then there is another group that says anybody can be, as democracy says, as the Constitution doesn't say you should have PhD before you can be president or representative or senator. So it is one thing. It is one thing to have the education and everything else, to be articulate, to be whatsoever. It is another thing for people to want to vote for you. Now, when you understand what the society is, who dwells, who resides in the society, and that democracy is about numbers, then the issues of leadership that come to bear will have to be about relatability. How do people trust you? Do they really see themselves in you? These are the kinds of things that will drive people to we are and other people. Because it is condescending to look at a whole majority of people in 2017 and think they were not sound thinking. Why should, is it just because of my education that a group of people in a district should vote for me as representative, or in a county to vote for me as senator, or in a country to vote for me as president? Perhaps we overlook these things in a democracy and we think we should actually have an oligarchy or a monarchy. Because if someone speaks like that, like, the political class, is a political class. People do not vote for political class. If there is a political class that is only supposed to rule, then we're either in a monarchy or an oligarchy, where a few group of people, because of prestige and power and resources and whatsoever, govern. Then we should do it like that. Or we should make it clear in the Constitution and say you should have PhD before you be president. You get a master's degree before you be senator. Get this and that before you run for representative, right? But that is not what we have. And I think these are the mistakes we keep making. And these things hurt people, because if you think about your mother, your father, who may not have a teen, they may not know the American man, the British person's English, but they sent me to school. They did everything else. They provided leadership in home. They provide leadership in the villages, in the districts, in the counties, in the towns. So they're not deserving of a certain level of leadership because they're not from the quote unquote political class. And I think about my own mother. Well, we're children in Africa was refugees in a town called Jamadioke. I think she was the first or second refugee chairperson. And she never entered classroom before, but she did fantastically well. She cared about the people. When new refugees came in, she made sure they were registered, they would receive their rations. She would advocate, she would care for them. Our home was like a displaced camp because how all these people just all about. Every room was so full of people that we did not know. She was the chairperson. She was ensuring that when people came as refugees, they never had a place to stay. They would be at our place until they could find somewhere to go. She did not know book. She entered classroom before. But she provided a kind of leadership that kept her there for a long time. And when she stopped being the chairperson of the refugees, she was missed a lot. She's one of those implebo sort of candidates that anybody who wants to be representative will want her support because she is influential. She moves people. She supported Chambers, and when she supported Anthony Williams because she said Chambers did not deliver as they expected. So they know her. She entered classroom before, but she has leadership capabilities. That if she chose that she wants to run in that place, she would give people help to be representative. So am I going to back this kind of statement? Because I think my mother, who did not know book, did not know anything, she strove all she could to see me through elementary, junior high, senior high. Came to college, struggled. British government felt sorry for me, gave me scholarship. I come back and say that she does not deserve to be in this level because I know book now. Oh, I say I know small thing. Sometimes we have to take it easy when we speak. You could be speaking against someone because of the political differences, but the ripple over effect of what you say goes far beyond in the society. It hurts people, not because they love we are or they believe in we are. It is because they can see themselves in the situation you're trying to picture. So, by extension then, people like we are, Boakai, and other people will not be president. Because they didn't come through those kinds of things. They're not the very exclusively educated. A whole lot of people will not be representatives. Maybe we should redefine what we really want. Maybe we who claim to know this book should learn from these people that we say they don't know book. Why do people flock after them? This gentleman stopped playing football since 1910. Why is he? Why do quote unquote educated people flock all behind him? Why? Is it his relatability? Is he a people's person? And I who claim to know book, am I a people's person? Do I really genuinely care about people? Don't I look down at them? Am I able to go sit down among ordinary people and eat with them? We may overlook it, but people see those kinds of things. Yeah, I am for the very brilliant of society to lead. But you see, you don't lead yourself, you lead people. Any day, I will vote for someone that is better than me in thinking, in decision making, in ability to deliver. Any day, anywhere. That's how I roll. But it is important in a democracy to mark out these things. So it is not about we are and whosoever, because whether we like it or not, as long as he continues to be on the political field, he is who he is. He has the following that he has. Perhaps we could learn from. 777-700. We're going to drug issues on tomorrow. Of course, when my guests is here at 5, those are things that we'll also talk about. But I just needed for all of us to hear what these things are about, and let's hear from you as well. What do you think? Please, no insults, no condescending stuff. It's just, and I was talking about Foucault's theory of power. I don't know if you people read it. Yeah? Did you read Michel Foucault's theory of power? The power is not just held by a president or a king, but is a web of forces present everywhere in society, tied closely to knowledge and used to shape human behavior. Human behavior. What is your understanding of human behavior? Foucault goes on to say, power is not top-down. It flows through human relationships like a network. It is productive. Power does not just stop or hide things. It creates knowledge, routines, and ways of thinking. What we accept as truth or science is created by systems of power to control people. Discipline. Society trains our bodies and minds using timetables, spaces, and rules in schools, hospitals, and prisons. Modern states manage life, health, and populations through statistics, medicine, and social norms. If you go deeply into power, it talks about the elite, which, of course, those people will talk about, the political class and all of that. But it also talks about power that comes down from the people and how relationships with them. So you see some brilliant politicians establish some very powerful relationships with people. They are educated, but they understand that in order to manage and maintain and continue to maintain power is about going very deep down. Perhaps people who think they know need more education on how to do these things. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Julius.
Go ahead.
Thank you. And I'm Musa Kone. I will ask few questions before I proceed, Julius, and I will really need answer from you. Do you, as a person, Julius, just believe that the statement she made was condescending towards other people and even President Weah?
I am the interviewer. I don't usually answer questions from interviewee.
I want you to answer me, please.
But I have said it already.
Maybe I'm here. Maybe I was not doing that time. Please, I just need an answer.
I said a particular thing that she said, where she said the majority of good thinking people would not have voted for Weah. It's condescending to those who voted for him. It was condescending. I said that.
Good. Now, so you see that, Julius, and that statement is being played all around. You know the reason why I would try to be as peaceful as I would want, but maybe my temper could rise and you could cut me off.
No, it shouldn't rise.
No. I come in. No, Julius, I come in. I personally have a relationship with Ente Miata. She knows me personally. We have it like that. And my upbringing in this conversation may not allow me to go condescending, but I think her statement showed a complete disrespect. And the same way that she spoke, and everybody playing it, if me, Musa Kone, cannot say it towards her, but we should allow people to say it because other people are laughing, other people think it's good. But that statement is bad, but it just speaks to how even the current generation of leaders that we have also think about other people. The presidential leadership was not made for a particular class of people. When you go to election and people vote for you,
especially in a democracy,
people should respect that. But Ente Miata, for example, was she successful in anything that she did? She was not successful. She
okay.
Had one or two.
Thanks so kindly. Yeah, because of time, we got to bring in other people. Because of time, I'm just. Yeah, someone says, what about the late Representative Moses Tandapoli? Yeah, he was a very good leader. Yeah, but he couldn't speak English. So they want English. The president, we doesn't know his cool dialect. He know it. The same TP all Lumumba can be talking. Welcome. Let's hear you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Thank you, Julius. Jefferson D. Bidel and Aqua from District 13. Julius, when Joey appeared on the ballot box 1 million times, I will vote for him 1 million times.
Why?
Because those self-proclaimed daughters hold on and led our country. We are still sorry for everything. We are still sorry for.
Yeah, but it also said we are inside king for 6 years and he didn't do what she says. He was a disaster of a president. Hello? Oh, sorry, the phone went off. Oh, this phone was not charged. Sorry. Keep calling the Lone Star line. Y'all gotta do something about this phone. Welcome. Let's hear you quickly. I think our guests are here as well. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Good evening, Julius. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. What's your name?
Thank you. Julius, this is E.G. Plenyeswa. I listened to the interview and not even just on OK, although OK is a credible institution.
Interestingly, the guy did not ask her about we are she, bro, we are business in.
You know, Julius, this same thing about to say people said it before the 1989 December 24 eviction in Butu, that if we're not careful, war will come to the country. These two parties issue, we look at our presidency and denigrate it. Leave Joya alone, Julius. Look at the presidency. Look at the presidency. That's number one. Number two, the English word called on the people of Liberian, or the Liberian people by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the former president, made by Mieta Formula, Julius, is troubling. Number three, to say any printed ballot or plus ballot paper, that's trouble. That's my take. So the issue of the fanatic or party mandate between the CDC
I see a whole lot of current officials that are in support of the statement.
No, for me, I'm not looking at that, Julius. I don't want to know who in power yesterday, who in power today and tomorrow. My point is about Liberia, because my mandate is on Liberia, not about United Party.
Yeah, but they are the two parties that have been leading the country. So
that's the serious trouble we're heading to.
Okay.
You can't be doing things and look at our presidency, condemn it. It's not about George Weah. It's not about President Buakan. It's not about Ellen. It's about the presidency.
Okay. Thanks so kindly. And they asked Ellen, where is Ellen's stuff? They asked Ellen, the media people. I think she went to a program today. Of course, we will talk about the drug business on tomorrow, right? So just imagine my guest at 5 o'clock. So someone will say, well, Dylan ought to be senator. Let's be honest. Because he's not part of the political class. He's not educated the way we think he should be. But the poor asked Ellen to today. Let's hear what Ellen talk.
Finally, Madam President, Madam Famula say you dash George, we are all Liberian people. I will be a response to Madam Famula.
He said, I ain't got time for her. That's all. At least she ain't got time for her. Anything she want to happen. Welcome. Let's hear you. What's your name? Quickly. My guys can start coming in.
Good afternoon, your friend Gibson. If we go by Mieta Formula's thinking, that means the American people would have voted for Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton, because Donald Trump was not a politician. So that means her thinking is very narrow. Mieta Formula lied in some of the things that she said. We will not be called the same in Lahore, but you know when somebody lie, we should say that one. And then John said, "Did not say Dave Joy, we are here."
Yeah, you should never. I don't remember where Ellen ever put we are here.
Did not bring George Weah to politics. So Mieta Formula also lied. You know, when people want to be low in their thinking, that's how Mieta Formula is going down.
Okay, thanks. So kindly, we're holding right there. Let's go to the U.S. Let's see who's coming in from there. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Hi, Julius. This is Wallace Briggs.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't listen to the full interview. Listen to it in pieces. But then,
Did you listen to the portion that I played?
Yes.
Okay.
I just want to ask you a rhetorical question.
Mm-hmm.
When you see the response and the way people are responding to that interview, the way it's divided, does it shock you?
No,
I don't think so.
No, it doesn't.
Because you see the country we're in is divided. A pastor will come and say something about another political leader, the other people will rejoice on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone else will come and say something about another political leader, other person will rejoice, other people will rejoice on the other side.
Yeah.
So for me, these things don't really shock me and it don't bring me to realization. For me, the reality is that Liberia has been so unfortunate with leaders. We've had leaders who we have considered not so educated. We have had leaders who have been educated, but do we have electricity in the entire country?
No.
Do we have running water in the entire country? So for me,
it means there is an issue that goes beyond just education, quote unquote formal education.
Exactly. It's not really about the education. For me, let's look at the root cause, the patriotism. How many Liberians can put their hair up and say they are being patriotic? They go to position. I always use this as an example. I know people would not like to hear this, but let's say Julius, look at this for a typical example. Darius Dillon is the senator of Maserati, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's assume that Dillon makes 8,000 monthly. 8 times 12, that would be something around what? It will be around 80 what? 90 something, 92, right?
Mm-hmm.
92,000 annually. 92,000 annually, Darius Dillon have family. But then Darius Dillon can write a check and give $1,000 to a comedian or what have you. He can write another check, give $5,000, $10,000 to any other person. We don't look at these things as a problem. We hail Darius Dillon because he's being a philanthropist, he's being nice. But let's look at Darius Dillon's cost of living. He has children. He got his daughter in the U.S. Perhaps he paid to a private school for her. How much does Dillon make annually to make him to do all this goodwill? By the end of the day, we don't look at these things. We start to help.
Even though, yeah, you're using it as an example, but because Dillon will not do that thing. I beg you.
No, I'm just saying a lot of Liberian politicians.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. You know the way people.
Samuel Tuwe said, recently Samuel Tuwe said he gave the current vice president 75,000 in total.
Yes.
How much does Tuwe make annually?
That he will be able to give that kind of money.
Where did he get that money from?
The day I have the chance to intervene, that is one thing. I even call some of my media colleagues, and that is one thing that I brought up. The day I get a chance to intervene, I will ask him that.
How can I make 80,000 annually in the US here, and then my take home is around 60,000, and I'm spending around 75,000, 80,000 annually? It doesn't make sense. In Liberia, these little things. Before I drop the line, the senator who just passed away in South Carolina, he spent 31 years in power.
Mm-hmm.
He left at the end of the day with an asset and bank balance of 1.5 million. I bet you the current vice president probably have more than 2, 3, 4 million sitting in your account. That's an allegation. I'm not saying it's fact, but that's how we look at people, and we just
31 years a man in power, and then the man left, and they even appointed her his sister to end his term.
Exactly. These are how people live modest life and go in line with their earnings. But
Thanks so kindly.
People don't live within their earnings.
Thanks so kindly. You are so insightful, very, very knowledgeable. Appreciate that. This will be the final one, folks. Sorry, the interest is high, but of course, welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you, Julius. Let me please, I beg you, Julius. Thank you. This is William Brock calling from France.
What thing you want to do? You want? I hold on bad thing. You want to talk? You talk bad thing? I'll call you.
I don't want to talk any bad thing.
Because the way you doing, the way you begging me now. Yeah, go ahead.
Julius, you see, when I was student council president in 2005 at Moreover College, that was the same reason why I never joined the Unity Party. They called me for a meeting. And that same statement that Miata family made, that was the same statement they made with me in that meeting. It was me, president from MC, the other guy from CWA, one of my colleagues who was also president at that time. And I walked out of that meeting, I said, but then we all let me, because my man no book. My man said, I'm no coming from no background. So y'all take your thing, y'all go to your side, me, I'm going to we are. I left. And let me tell you, Julius, Another thing, I'm serving here as the leader of the Liberians in France. I went to a program. I'm a born citizen and will forever remain citizen. They asked me about Obwaka. There was a little forum with different community from around the world, their leaders. I praised our country and the leader in that meeting because it was not liberal politics. We're supposed to promote our country interests. That was my objective. Now, Miata not very educated. She just unleashed. Now, let me tell you one uptake that she makes. Any well-educated woman will not be closing their bra at her age.
No. It's okay. It's okay. I knew that the reason you are saying that, sorry. It's okay. We're not going there. Sorry, folks. So, yeah. Again, people talk about on an international platform, will you denigrate your former? All those ones, those are the subjective kind of things. I'm just saying, politicians, whosoever, take it easy. Learn from people. Why are they winning election, even though they ain't no book? But why they winning election? Then I who know the book when I go wrong, I can win. It is not a problem with the person that is being voted for. You should see what your own problem is. Why are people going to this way? They are places where the person doesn't have money, they ain't no book, nothing, but people go for them. And now you who get the money or who knows the book. Something could be wrong. But again, it is what it is. This is the OK Conversation. We have our guests here. It is not an easy thing to have all these very, very powerful people here. We have the President General. So, President General. This is a powerful president. You're president, but you're President General. President General of those we call the Dock Workers Union of Liberia, DOWU, Mr. Balak Bade. Who is Balak Bade? Yes. Yeah, you can speak to the microphone. Welcome, Mr. President General.
Thank you very much.
Why you put General to young the president? You get a hard time in that place? So the president, yeah, President General. That's the President General speaking.
Yes.
We also have Abel Dada Dawe, Secretary General. Who is Abel?
Yes,
okay.
I'm Abel.
Okay, welcome. Sonzai Kelvin Dian. Is it Dian? Dian. Welcome. I think this is it. Yeah, you can speak in the microphone again, Dian. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Dian.
Again?
Dian, Sonzai Kelvin Dian.
Okay, Sonzai Kelvin Dian. Good. He is the Director for Workers Education, and we also have Terry Bowolo, Chairman, Local Number 1, National Port Authorities Workers. Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Dock Workers Union. We've been hearing about Dock Workers Union from whenever to whenever. But let's know, who are you people? Who is that? Is the president?
Okay,
General?
thank you very much, Julius. And it's a pleasure to be on your show this afternoon. One of the widest listening show in Liberia nowadays. Well, the Dock Workers Union of Liberia is a union far back in the 70s, and is the mother organization of all workers in the Freeport of Monrovia. Then we have only National Port Authority, but now we have APM, we have the restackers, and coming in another, workers for another companies. So we basically are people that speak for the right of workers in the Freeport and the other ports in the counties.
Because we know we have people who work with MPA.
Yes.
Do dock workers work with MPA or a different group of people?
Basically, we have shops, right? MPA being the landlord is our local one shop. So all the workers at MPA, the comrade there is the chair for all our workers.
I am trying to understand, what does dock workers, what a particular work the dock workers are doing. Do you do office work at MPA or blah blah blah? That's what I want to understand when they say dock workers.
So let me just show you through what they call dock worker. Basically, dock worker are people who work at the port, and for us, the dock worker union of Liberia, the workers are MPA. the workers at APM terminal, the workers at all the various warehouses you can find in the port. We are the ones that speak on their behalf.
Okay.
Yes.
So once you're working in a seaport facility,
Yes.
you are a dog walker.
Yes.
Okay.
And we have dog worker Ghana, Uganda.
You know where I honestly, the way I used to think about the dock business. I thought when a ship comes and it docks, the people who working around, I know that pier, what you can call it. I know how you call it.
Yeah, on the key.
Yeah,
On the key, sir.
I just feel that the people working around that water area are then the dock workers.
No, those are working offices because it's a chain, right? Every vessel that comes in the Freeport of Monrovia is a chain. It's a teamwork.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody that do that work, irrespective of where you're sitting, whether you're in the office or you on the key or you on the everywhere in that vicinity, you are a docker.
Okay, let us hear from the Secretary General too, to give us some ideas on this. To add to you.
Thank you, Julius. So the Dock Workers Union of Liberia, around the world, they are all ports in so many countries. All those that are working in the port, they are called dockers. It comes from a point where when the ship comes, the particular point where it have to offload, that is why when you say this ship is docking, it means it is offloading. So people who work in all of the seaports, they are called dockers. Specifically when it comes to Liberia, the Dock Worker Union of Liberia are those that are within the 4 ports of Liberia. We talk about the Greenville Port, the High Port, the Buchanan Port, and the Monrovia Port. So all of these workers are squarely called the Dock Workers Union of Liberia. They are under the union. The union was founded.
Do you have a rough estimate of the number of people who are?
So currently, since our administration took over, we have been able to take the union. We were around a little over 5,000, but the new leadership, when we took over, we are currently around 10,600 and exceeding 12%. So it's a wide range of membership.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. We were founded in 1972.
Wow,
this
it's
year
an old organization.
Yeah, this year makes the 54 years. We gained union status in 1996, where it was used to be the associations of dock workers. In 1996, we gained union status. Our first president was Joseph D. Topa, yes, of the Dock Worker Union of Liberia. After him, we have, you heard about Grace Pan. Yes, we have Juma Keseli, we have Moses Sharif. Yes, we came here several times in these stations. We spoke on these things. We have
and now we have
Balak Pale. Yeah, we have Balak Pale. So, but first, before the passage.
How long have you worked at the port? You, the SG?
Oh, my time in the port is currently, I've been there like 6 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 years. Not a very long time.
And
but
when
history,
you began SG?
I was first the director of worker education. I began SG like 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, when we went through our national elections.
Mr. President, how long have you worked?
I worked in the Freeport of Monrovia for a little 10 years plus.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And when you became president of Dow?
2 years ago.
Tell us some of your achievements and current challenges. We'll come to the others to also.
Okay, so Dawood, like any other institution, have challenges, and we took over a leadership where things were very tough, but because of our interest in the workers, we were able to conduct 3 successful elections at our local level, and we had an inauguration. From there, we were able to bring our international partner, the International Transport Workers Federation from London, and we conducted a training here in Liberia on our honor with our international partner that had not been done in Africa. We're the first, and we have some of the management team we have from good relationship, and some we don't have very good relationship, like APM Terminal. Our relationship with APM Terminal it have been far back from the day APM Terminal came to Liberia, because they believe in bad labor practice. So we've been fighting then to make sure that the workers' interest is protected. Quite recently, they attempted, or not even attempted, they lay off 6 employees from the Marine Department, quote-unquote redundancy. And we took that case to the Ministry of Labor. After 4 months, we were able to restore those guys' right. They came back to work. From there, we basically, when it comes to membership, our membership have grown from 5,000. Now we are talking about 10,000 plus. So, I mean, the union under our leadership for the past 2 years, the record is there. The workers are enjoying the fruit of our hands' work as we speak currently.
Okay. Let me go to Mr. Dian, the man for workers' education. You want to talk about some of the successes and challenges as well?
Yeah. So, like the President General said, the Door Workers Union of Liberia is a very old institution, but unfortunately, before I was taking over, this union was shattered. It was being led by just a single individual with no institutional direction, no office space, and just a handbag institution it was being made into. So over the time, evidenced by our numerous appearances in the studio, I think this is our first time on your platform, the Evening Show. But we have been here, I think, over 2 or 3 times with Clarence Jackson on the same struggle in order to have the union rebranded. And today, we can boast of, a new institution with vision, an institution that is currently driving the port workers in a direction that everybody can clearly see where we are heading. So after we took over, it was a challenge, even in getting an office space. But today, the union has an headquarters located around the Stoughton Creek Bridge. We can boast today of, attracting our international partners to Liberia for the very first time. As a matter of fact, kudos to Grace Pan. Grace Pan, by the records, is the person during whose tenure the union was connected with the RTF, the International Transport Workers Federation. But unfortunately, she was not able to bring them to Liberia. And today, we were able to accomplish that. Just a few weeks ago, we had the RTF in Liberia conducting training, especially on safety in the port environment. Because, the issue of safety is a very cardinal issue. It is a motto within the RTF and the trade union or the door workers union environment that we always seek to have our workers, parents, going to work safely and returning safely to their families. So it is important to always have the kind of orientation, and training on safety so that everybody try to take precautionary measures in order to save yourself. But today we can also boast of several accomplishments. We have rebranded the relationship with management, like the President General said. I mean, while we are, walking on a smooth path with other management, it's obvious that everybody will not see and be able to partake into the vision on where we want to take the institution. So there will be other management that will want to backstab. There will be other management that will, not be on path with what we want to see happen for the workers. So yes, there are struggle with other management and also smooth sailing with other institutions like the National Port Authority. We can say they are smooth sailing because today, due to the workings of this union, after 10 years of dormancy, after 10 years of not having a collective bargaining agreement an instrument that guards both the union and the management. You know, we were able to accomplish that sometime last year. And today we have a fresh instrument that is guarding the union and workers' relationship in the port. Kudos to the leadership of, you know, the Honorable Sekou E.M. Dukle. We applaud him for that. And we have been able to also bring them at the table where for the past time, workers in the ports since 2019, especially with the NPA, where the benefits for medical services were cut off.
We will come to that. I want achievement there. Or
yeah.
That
so okay, you asked me for the challenges.
Okay, yeah.
You asked me for the progress and challenges that we face. So yeah, I mean, my colleague can also.
Yeah, like he can't. You're not talking to that.
Yeah. So.
Like for the MPA chapter head. Yes, you can go ahead, sir. Let's hear your take.
Thank you, Julius. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm one person. I'm very grateful this afternoon to being part of the Mother Union, who is our bargaining agent. The Mother Union, they are Oxford. They are situated at Oxford, and we inside and we run the affair of the institutions, especially when it comes to the needs and benefit of our workers. But where there's issues that we cannot handle in the plan, then definitely we involve them to amicably handle the situation that is unfolding within the plan. But we are grateful for that. Like the colleagues have said it was not easy to get Dow where it's today. It was Dow before was just one person operational, but Dow was structures. From the day Dow began a structural institutional, Dow have the foundations. They have stem, they have root. Everywhere they go the boast of it. So right now, as a chairman, we have achieved a lot of things we have achieved. Under this current leadership, Honorable PG, he have done extremely well for us by bringing the unions, the three shark together, and the three shark use one CBA, one constitutionals, and they were able to take us to a collective bargaining agreement. We went to a collective bargaining agreement. We started with management, and definitely there are things that today the workers of MPA are benefiting from that they never benefited from before. And a lot of those things were starting negative during the past regime. But this regime came with the smooth operational with relationship that we have with them. They agree with us on the table, and we have a collective bargaining agreement where our employees today are benefiting from full allowance, medical insurance, salary increasements, under the visionary leader that we have, Honorable Sekou and Dukle, under his leadership. So we are very grateful. And just packed it for the July 26th, there was smile on the faces of us, especially we are leaders, and some of our colleagues who feel that they were marginalized, they were no more in society, but the Honorable Sekou and Dukle was able to regularize their status. And actually, I can speak to the fact that there is no contractors.
Okay, we are going to come there. We'll come to the whole Sekou thing. It is way ahead. So yeah, so let's leave that. Now let's look at what your relationship with the management and Dow local chapters. So let's start with you, the MPA man. You have local chapters, I think, here in Bassa.
Yeah.
Maryland, Sino, right?
Yeah.
And perhaps other places that we don't know about.
Of course.
So what is the relationship like? It's like you representing your other group of people.
Yeah.
So you should tell us about the way the people here, you'll be all talk about if there's bad thing. Because
So-
you get all your bosses here, how you talk about?
So, the National Port Authority have been decentralized before we came to existing.
Mhm.
So we have the port of Harport, we have the port of Sando, and that of the port of Ikano. So in those ports, we have our local leadership there who run the day-to-day activity and give us information what is unfolding there. So, like you said, I represent the entire full port here right now in the studio. So what I say here, they all concur with what is going on here now. So, like I said, everywhere in this port that we speak about, what transparent in the port of Bolsonaro here or in Monrovia here. It's also transparent in the port of Buchanan. Whatever benefit that comes to the people at the port of Monrovia, they also benefit. Every other port benefit. So although all is not roses, but they are smart on the faces of the people of the National Port Authority.
Okay, good. You want to come in there too?
Yeah, Julius. You know, the institution is organized such a way that the 4 ports is under the local chapter we call Dou Local Number 1. And the comrade here happens to be the powerful person within that plan. And like he said, we are such an organized group that whatever that is happening within the port of Monrovia simultaneously goes across every port. So like we conducted the training recently. The training was a training conducted to train trainers. So in weeks to come, the comrades in the outposts will be seeing the visit of officials from the National Union to also conduct seminar training in the various ports. Like that, we do it that way so that everybody feel a part of a singular body, the Dock Workers Union of Liberia. You know, so yeah, we are on course to making sure that we have a union that seeks the welfare of the workers all across the ports of Liberia.
Let's just come back to the present. 2 key things here in that. One is the APM terminals, the concession there of APM terminals. Well, we've heard a whole lot of things: good, bad, positive, negative about APM terminals, concession from Ellington to Weirton to Wagatown. You people are the one within. You know better than us who are outside here. What is your position?
Well, as you already said, we know it better than those that are out. And the fact is that I worked for APM Terminal for 11 years.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why many times we tell state actors, those in government that, look, listening to us, we know it better than you who even signed the concession. Right? So there are so many issues at APMT. And our position as a union is just simple. The workers' right is what we promote. And on the flip side, you know, the concession also hurt us as a worker, because whatever happen in the port, even if you are an employee, you still go through whatever happened. Our position is clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
APM has asked the government of Liberia for another 25 years when they have current 10 years balance, because they came in 2010, right? And started just the other part of 2010 around December like that, before they went to 2011. And if you check the time of the concession, it was 25 years. They got 15 years. They are asking for another 25 years. And we are saying, look, everywhere in the world now, every country is trying to take back what belongs to them. The people of Monrovia is so essential to this country and to every Liberian that the 15 years or the balanced 10-year APM have, it's just good that we wait. After the 10 years, we take back our port. The new agreement they want an extension, expansion. They also want the marine service to be part of the concession. The current concession, the marine service is not part of the concession, but they want it embedded in the concession because they are getting money from the marine service. Just quite recently, the only Liberian pilot that Liberia has as a country worked for APM Terminal, and he resigned. He resigned because of air treatment. There's nowhere I have traveled across, there's nowhere in the world that your first port is being privatized to concession like that. Unfortunately, we already have it, right? But our position is let APM Terminal exhaust or balance 10 years, where Liberia will be prepared to take over her port, that will benefit us. Some of the hardship that people are seeing today is our own self running our own port. The government can say, you know what, let's reduce tariff rate. How can you reduce tariff rate now in the Freeport of Monrovia? When APM, you give the whole port to APM. 100%. Go to Red Year, Ghana. Tema Port has 16 breath. They gave 4 to APM. And the government herself is controlling all the other area. So they're able to control how their economy run. But now currently, it's difficult for us. So we are just seeing simply, I know they went to Nigeria, they went there for the review, and currently it's in front of the legislature. They will go to the president. We are seeing, because we are the one that from there. I worked for APM terminal for 11 years. If I tell you this is about APM, you can take it to the bank and get any money you want to get. But state actors, those in government, they don't understand it. Okay? So what we need is, we need ourselves to take over our port. The Freeport of Monrovia, we normally call it a gateway to our economy, right? How can you have your gateway like you got your house? You give your key to somebody else. Our key is in foreigner hand. We need to take back our key so that our children, grandchildren to come tomorrow will say, yes, Papa, the one that did this into our country. So that's our position. But on 10 years, yes, let them absorb the 10 years. The Marine Service, do not add the Marine Service on any concession. Even if we are constrained to give them maybe 5 more years, we cannot add the Marine Service. We have people graduating from maritime school right here. Do you know how many young people are going to school? Where will they get space tomorrow? When APM is bringing foreigner, Ghanaians, I'm not against the sub-regional brothers, but this can happen in Ghana. Out there in Nigeria, it can't happen in Nigeria. So why it should continue to happen here? We are 179 years old country. We need to think about our next generation.
Okay. Mr. SG, you want to add to the APN terminals thing before we come to another controversial one, the Ports Autonomy Bill?
Thank you, Julius. So, like the PG said, there are a little review the government of Liberia need to look at with the issues of APN terminals, extensions of their concessions. We think that there are still remedy that these concessions can benefit Liberia if it is re-examined, because they are currently asking for an extensions. The workers needs to be represented on whatever committee. We said it before, and we are saying it again. If you are going to these discussions, I think it is better, it is very prudent, it is important that the workers be represented on whatever committee to review these concessions. And at the same time, we are calling on the government to also consider the Marine Service as their own. Yes, because if we just give out everything, what would be the benefit? What really? What is it saying? What is Liberia really looking at?
But in all of this, do the legislators involve you? Do they invite you to get your expert opinion? Because you've been around, you work in these places.
And this is why we are saying we are saying that the workers need to be involved. The only way the worker can be involved, they involve the leadership. In this concessions agreement, the last time we understand that they were out of the country to discuss seminar. And we are saying that the union need to be included in whatever discussion. It will be a wide range. I think it will give them uninformed decisions, exactly what affect the people.
Julius asked a question. Just 1 minute. Julius asked a question concerning whether the authority will listen to us. That's our lawmaker, right?
Yeah, I mean, do they even call you to the public hearing? Do they involve you? Like, we want to hear from dog walkers on this particular thing?
On the port autonomy, I think they wrote us before.
No, he's meaning
no. I mean on the concession, the APL terminal.
No, we have not received a call or we have not received any communication concerning our involvement, and that's why we are singing a song now. People will consider it to be song, but it's just simple. We are the ones from there. There's no lawmaker that have worked for APM terminal before. Okay? And most of the concession, they don't do background investigation. Check where APM terminal is operating. So we who are in the driving seat, we who are that understand how APM operate, it will just be fair enough to get us on that table. That we will have to push for the interest of the country. Because for us, the interest of the worker is also the interest of the country. That's what we are asking for. And just quite recently, our international partner there will make it clear. And when our partner said, even spoke to the minister about it, the minister of labor, that look, it's just good enough that you get the workers involved. Because they are the one there. They are the one doing the operation of APM terminal. So that at the end of the day, whatever suggestion, whatever they have to give on the table, it will benefit the entire country. And which is very, very true. APM operates over 75 countries around the world. How they even got this 100% ownership of the concession in Liberia? That is a very big question. If you ask many people around here, would not even those who even signed it, they don't even understand that. So this time around, we have the opportunity, right? APM is saying we want an extension, we want expansion. We also want the marine service to be part of the concession. You think what they think like that? They are business people. Okay? For the past 15 years, they know how much they make from this country. So they want an extension. You already have 10 years balance. Then you ask for 25 years. That's 35 years. Do you know what I mean for our port to run for another 35 years? So we are saying, even if we want to give them maybe 1 year or 2 years, we want to be on that table to tell whoever that is there that, look, you don't know APMT. You, honorable lawmaker, you don't know APMT. When last?
Okay.
That's
now,
what we want.
We come to the Port Autonomous Bill. Who is taking the lead on it? What is your view on that bill? Giving you, I understand it's in the interest of the country, in the interest of you. Why are you laughing? It's not in the interest of the country. It's not in the interest of you, the workers there.
I will get chance to
to give autonomy. In fact, it should make you happy. You the NPA man here. It should make you happy that you become autonomous.
Do you know what making me to laugh? You said the benefit of the country, right? We come from there. You don't understand, right?
Okay.
Imagine Buchanan, Sino, Maryland. Do you know how the places are currently?
What is your view then? Let me start with the president, then we'll come to you.
So,
what is your view, Mr. President, on the Port Autonomous
issue, right? Mm-hmm. We are just saying that, look, it's another way for people to have a job. It's another way that they want to, the issue of Liberia now, almost like they want to divide this country. You have a unique system that is being run from here, from Buchanan, how they call it, from Monrovia Port, right? Now, when you talk about the autonomous, can Buchanan stand on her own? It's only because of Metal Steel. The little thing that Metal Steel is giving, right? Take for instance Sino. What are the activities in Sino? Sino is like seasonal port. When maybe few logging company will get logged and things. At the end of the day, every expenditure of MPA comes from the central office here. So you get more leverage to MPA here. If somebody maybe, because one time I heard in some contact that, they are targeting Seku, right? Seku is sitting right here that control the biggest, 90%. So why if you take away Buchanan, you take away Sino, you take away Meridian, they will have more. Can Buchanan sustain itself? Can Meridian sustain itself? How many businesses are in Meridian? How many vessels go to Meridian? How many vessels go to Sino? So we are saying, look, if you have that mind, the best thing we can do with partner. Go out there and get investor, partnership, develop Buchanan or develop Sino, and attract businesses there. Again, how can business be attracted in Sino and Maryland? Looking at our road infrastructure, except for current that they are trying, right? At the end of the day, workers will feel it. The workers are going to be the victim. You got one MPA system, pension system alone. So we just think it's not timely. The best thing we can do.
But I understand that it has passed.
The president vetoed it, right?
Yeah, and I think it was passed again. Or it wasn't passed.
The president vetoed it. It gone back to him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What I'm hearing, he's going to veto it again.
So were you involved in the discussions?
Never involved. If I, oh,
but you said
we asked to be involved.
But,
If I want anything, I just want.
But you said it wrote to you earlier.
No, that was.
It was Chima of Comrade.
There was Chima was coming. Yes.
Okay.
So, in fact, at the end of the day, when we started the campaign against that bill, suddenly I did not go angry. While we came on the radio, I said, look, this bill that you guys are passing around with it, we think we that are the workers' representative, we need to get involved. If we're not involved, at the end of the day, we're going to take the liability because we represent the workers. When there's an issue, the workers will come to us.
So before the chairman comes in, let me just add a few. You know, this bill, we think what really needed to be done, if it is squarely in the interest of the Liberian people, and the Liberian people right now are represented by the workers. There were in no point in time that we saw legislators or whoever sponsoring this bill to enter the port and even get the view of the workers. Because like we said, our workers are all in this port. We claim it is a direct benefit to them. We are saying the president of Liberia still need details on this bill. The union standpoint is, it is not in the interest of our people. It is not in the interest of this country. My brother, Sando and Maryland, they cannot stand alone. What is the mechanism? That is not clear to us.
But bringing in to fruition this bill could make them to stand alone, could give them the necessary support, could make the government pay more attention so that they become self-sustaining. They can't continuously, you can say because the child they're in the house, they not go on their own, so they're not able to go on their own. Give them the opportunity to go on their own.
Chief Julius, how can you clarify this? Everything is the entire issues of this bill. It is not made clear. In no point in time have the workers been informed on any details on the bill. We have gotten every details about this bill. We know what it's for.
What is it for?
We are saying people.
They are what?
Yes, it is just about Buchanan. It is just about Buchanan.
No, but it is about the 4 ports. So why are you saying
the evidence is Buchanan because of Eslometer.
If you read this bill,
no, but it is going to be good for all the others. I don't see what the problem is.
What in there have you seen good? Have you read the bill?
Yes, when it was first passed, I read that version. Yeah, there were some issues there, but that doesn't mean it's not in the interest of the 4 ports.
No, Chief, it is not in the interest. Let my comment come in.
Okay.
So, Julius, the thing about the bill, people who have read the bill should not get carried away by the literature.
What should we get carried away by?
Think about the reality on ground, the economic situation in those environments. Think about it. What are the economic activities in Maryland, in Harper City, that can help sustain a port in Harper City? When you ask yourself these questions, the development of ports across the world is cost intensive. Where is Harper going to generate the money from to even sustain salaries? Least to think about developing a port. Now, when you spoke of job creation, I agree with you that the bill is going to create jobs, but unfortunately, the jobs that will be created will not be for ordinary people. It will be for former lawmakers, because at the end of the day, they are the ones that will get appointed on boards. Each of the posts will have boards. We'll have board members. We'll have administrators that will be appointed by president. All those people will be former lawmakers. You can take it from me if the bill is passed tomorrow and they are not lawmakers again. So they are trying to create room for themselves for tomorrow when they lost elections. So it's not going to create job for ordinary people in those environments. If you allow this bill to go through today, in a period of a year, I tell you, the port of Harper will turn with a beach. It will not operate.
Are you saying that the government will not pay attention to it?
So now you see what will happen? At the end of the day, that place, instead of being an autonomous institution, it will turn semi-autonomous. Because the few people you have there, the institution will not be able to pay them. At the end of the day, they'll start protesting, and central government will have to take the burden to pay them.
This is the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5. We have some members of, in fact, leaders of the Dock Workers Union, the MPM. What do you think about this? And of course, we will start the other question with the Managing Director, Sekou Dukle, to give us an assessment of his leadership.
Yeah, Julius, the issue of this autonomous bill, from the outset of this bill, we are being against it because it is not in the interest of the Liberian people. It's a personal interest. And we can tell you for what background this personal interest coming from. Before you come up with a documentation for the Liberian people or to benefit an institution, that documentation, people who are leaders should be able to participate and have an overview into the documentation. But such thing was never done for us. We heard it and we decided to chase after it to see how best we can have access to these autonomous bill issues. When we first did hear it, we went out to the legislature, we lobbied, we went to Senator Durant's office. Senator Durant told us that in our faces, this document never going to be given to us. He's not going to expose the document to us. He's going to make sure that the document pass. But as a union, we came together, we stood our ground, we advocated. The president listened to us, he vetoed it, he sent it back. Again, it went back on his desk. Again, we are calling the president that this issue of autonomous in the port, it is not in the interest of the Liberian people. It have the propensity of a lot of Liberians losing their job.
Just as you say, it's in the interest of employing former lawmakers and all of that. A whole lot of people say that you are also fighting for the port to maintain control under the managing director, Sekou Dukle, and all of that.
So that is a cheap propaganda. We are being in the port before the Honorable Sekou Dukle can come to the port. Before he can send to that position, a managing director, I been in the port. So how would they say we are pushing all of this thing for the Honorable man to continue his job at the port? The Honorable Sekou Dukle was appointed by the president, and I'm an employee. The president had a pleasure anytime to take Honorable Dukle from that, not me. But we are talking about the vast majority of the Liberian people. The port have been decentralized. The only thing this legislature will be saying that they want to decentralize the port. What do you mean by decentralizing the port? When you have the port of Buchanan, the port of Sano, the port of Maryland, and the port of Monrovia, they have one administration. That's decentralization. Okay? So the issue of decentralizing the port is not in the interest of the people. We have the propensity of Liberians losing their job.
Okay.
I can assure you.
Let us move to the next point. What is your assessment of your managing director's leadership then?
Well, very courteous. From the outset of this administration, we have been working together as a team. Like I was just giving some basis. When he took over and when we took over, there were a lot of challenges in the plan. The issue of medical, those benefits that our people were supposed to benefit from, they were not benefiting from those benefits. So the issue of medical insurance was stagnated. The issue of we didn't have a full allowance, we didn't have a collective bargaining for 10 years. So on this leadership of the visionary Honorable Sekou Dukle, all of those things came to fruition. I can assure you right now that we have full allowance, we have salary increasement. Our medical insurance are flowing, all employees are benefiting. And one of the grateful things that I'm grateful to this MD is that he was able to put a smile on the faces of the contractors, those are contractors at the National Port Authority. Just before the July 26th, the Honorable Dukle employed all the contractors as employees. So it brought pride to us. We are grateful for that.
Others say perhaps there's some pressure, a whole lot of pressure on him from outside forces, to all kinds of accusations. So that's why he made that move.
No, there was never pressure. Okay, he promised us. You know, we are the leaders of the workers. We are there to channel grievances to management, especially when it comes to the workers' activity. We are the liaison between management and the workforce. So issues that are affecting the workers, when it comes to all, and we see if it is not in the channel, we will take responsibility to make sure that that issue be addressed properly to management. So we're always making sure that management provide those basic necessary needs for the workforce.
You want to add to that, Mr. President, before we take some calls?
Well, you see, the issue of Sekou M. Ducle, for me and for the Dog Worker Union, he's basically doing his work that he was employed for, right? I don't see anything wrong with what he's doing. He basically doing the job that he was employed for. And the relationship with the union, Sekou, I understand that, look, the union is in the interest of the worker. So, and I've been employed to work to make sure that the workers are happy. The best thing is to collaborate with the union, or to some extent, we can have disagreement many times. But the interest of the worker, what matters, right? So at the end of the day,
what kind of disagreement you can have?
We can have
the way I president, man, you're supporting everything, man. Do you say you can have?
If I saw you some communication, you will say what? We can disagree. He and the union, we can disagree. But at the end of the day, we have to find a melting point. That is the interest of the worker. Unlike APM, right? APM, every day is no. They are so hostile. They don't respect authority. They don't respect people. So there we are fighting every day. But for Sekou, he understands. When we say we need this for the workers, and he see the need, then for instance, the contractor, right? MPA are pretty close to 400 contractors. Somebody contractor has stayed with them for over 5-10 years. But at the end of the day, we say, look, you can't have somebody being a contractor for all these years. Okay? So you have to do this. At the end of the day, it was a surprise to us.
Okay, let's take some calls. Interestingly, Senator Delon comes up right after you people, so that the first thing I went asking. So you have to talk in your own auditorium. 777-700-995, 555-995-995. The numbers to call. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Good evening, Julius.
Yes, go ahead. Let's hear you.
This is Sango Harris from District 2, Mozzarella County, and I want to say to the leadership in studio, I'm sorry to y'all and my brother and friend, Terry Kogo. How are you?
Oh, go ahead, leader sending treat business.
Thank you for your hard work, and I can promise you, Julius, I follow these guys in the studio. They know about politics. For the concession there in Liberia, I can assure you, these guys, under their leadership, they are advocating for many Liberians. No government will pull their head down to found or concession without being a Liberian people interest. I can assure you, and we want to guarantee the leadership. You have to continue to push because they got in in position now. I can assure you, it didn't mean well for the Liberian people. So if you don't push, I can tell you they will sign it overnight. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks so kindly as well. 777-700-995, 555-995. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Julius, good evening.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Julius. My name is Kipe S. Mato, and I do join you from my residence in Johnsonville.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me appreciate your guest. You know, Julius, it's very sad for our country. Some of the revelations that were just mentioned from you guys. Julius, where in this world people we know to be educated people that we see a concession, a company have of 15 or 25 years, then they pray to get another year added to that 25 years where that want to work. You see? And these people wait for that 25 years to be expired and then before advocating for another year. But it's very sad. Thank you.
Okay. Those people like to do things ahead of time. But let's take Representative Kekula Muka Kamara. Welcome, sir. Let's hear you.
Thank you, Julius. And thank you, your studio guests. This port autonomous bill that we've been talking about today, it was placed on the floor, and we asked that we need to get a copy of it so that we can peruse it and know what is there in it, whether it suits the Liberian people. It was not the way, and they brought it and passed it, and they say we should vote. I personally did not vote for it.
So you as a lawmaker, you didn't see it?
No. It was in my mind, the way they did it was wrong. The copy should have been given to each lawmaker to be able to peruse the the bill and see whether it's in the best interest of the Liberian people. And that was not done. Even when it passed and went to the president for the first or second time, they recorded the bill back without plenary approval, which was wrong. Now it came back again. We said it is important that we look at it critically and see whether this bill meets the Liberian interest. And we're not listening to. So I just see that probably there are certain people who have certain interests, or whether they have this interest is against the MPA managing director, Sekou Douklé. I don't know whether there's an issue they are weighing or what. But that bill again, like we have just said, it will be denied again. The president will veto it because I don't think it is in the best interest of the Liberian people.
Okay. But then they will override the veto again. I think when it happens the third time and then it can become law, or how does it look?
No. I think if it is in the president's office for 21 days, in my understanding, and then there's no action, then there will become.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, if the president vetoes and it comes back to the legislature, there is something that they can do to make it law, right?
No. If the president veto it cannot be.
Okay. Maybe lawyers or lawmakers can come, but I know something can make it law, and something can make it law. I'm not very certain on that. It just slipped me. But thanks so kindly, sir, for your input.
Thank you.
Okay, that's Representative. Let's go overseas. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Good afternoon, Julius Frank Gibson. Those guys in the studio, I just want to ask the gentleman, saying he said he been there before Sekou Douklé. During the last 2 or 3 years, how many times has Sekou visited the 4 ports in the Republic? And secondly, what are the steps, since you guys against this bill, what are the steps Sekou is taking to expand production of those various ports in the various counties?
Okay.
For those ports to be produce money for themselves by not depending on the port in Monrovia for their own to pay workers there. What are some of the steps? Lastly, Bill Travel told us that the free port of Monrovia paid for the inland port. That land was secured in Nima County, and it was just remained for construction to start and for it to start working. How far has Sekou Douklé gone with that project?
I don't know if that one falls in their purview, but they're here. But I'm not sure. That question should be for the management of the port. But maybe they know what their boss meant doing. Welcome. Let's hear you.
David Koti, my name. I'm driving. I hope to be very brief.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a problem with that bill.
Which one?
It has been the one with the port bill.
Okay.
The autonomous port. There's a problem with it. And I don't know why some members are still pushing it. Here's a lawmaker from the lower house saying that he did not see the bill. They asked for it to be distributed. They didn't see it, and they just passed it some kind of way. I think there's something wrong with that bill. There must be some personal thing in that thing for certain people. Because these are guys who work with the port, who have been there. They say they don't have any idea about it. They're against it. And here's a lawmaker saying he did not see it and was just passed all night. Something is wrong with that bill. We need to look at it. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks so kindly, sir. Let's see who's on this one. We'll come back to our guest shortly. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Good afternoon.
Yes, quickly.
Thank you, Julius. My name is Prince Mayo. I joined a conversation from the JPS Freeway, the National Office of the Movement to Protect and Defend Honorable Sekou A.M. Douklé, National Port Authority Managing Director. Let me congratulate the former in studio. Julius, they said it all. Look, Julius, you will not be working to OKFN. Then one Prince Mayo who calling for the movement office will not ask you to participate in everything that's going on at OPFN. The lawmaker needs to call the worker here. They got to be on the board. They got to come to the table and discuss about the ATM terminal. These are the people that are working there. Julius, you can leave them out. So, Julius, take it for the show. And we, as a movement member, will defend the legacy of Sekou Douklé. Take it for the house, big brother, and we look forward. So in defending everything, any
Okay, thanks so kindly. It's okay. Stop defending. Thanks to Representative Thomas Goshua, he says two-third majority of both houses can overturn the president's veto. Okay, now one very big lawyer. He's away. He's in the U.S. He wants me to give his number to you people. He believes he may need some legal help and all that. So please remind me right after to give it to you before you leave. For the command says, where is the message? I'm listening to the dog workers on your show. Can you please ask them who is their microfinance provider? Like which entity provides them microfinance loans? It is a great number, and I would love to be their microfinance provider. Also, yeah, okay. So, yeah. We come back to you people. There are a few questions. Just answer quickly. Our next guest is here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mr. President.
Yes. So, again, thanks to all the callers. You cannot be in a house and you cannot partake whatever happened in that house. That means you're not in that house. So the Dog Union is simply saying the Port Autonomy Bill, we must be part. In fact, we are demanding we must be part. And the issue of APN terminal concession, we must be part of that whole negotiation. Because some of these bills go to the lawmaker, no disrespect to them, but at the end of the day, we start feeling the pain. We are the lower end. So we ourselves now, we want to be sitting there to represent our people so that we can put something in there for them. Then they work out the issue of pollution in our port. They smell dust. If you go ask APN terminal will say, go to the government. So now we have to go there and get something in that concession for the workers.
Okay.
That lastly, APM is in a rear of workers. The issue of the 13 month, we currently at the ministry. The manager who the person who at the lagoon, a gossip pin, took them to the Ministry of Labor for bad labor practices. And he won them at the labor ministry. They took appeal to the labor court.
Okay.
He won them. Then they went to the Supreme Court. We are calling on the Supreme Court. The case that involving Augustine P and APM terminal concerning the 13 months.
No, that case. And next time we okay.
Yeah, let them adjudicate it.
You're not talking. I wasn't. And that's my challenge. Is all talking. I was he talking. So yeah, on the issue of the effectiveness of the managing director to visit the post and how is he empowering them to be able to become more effective than they are. Who is answering that? I think Frank asked that question from France. Mm-hmm. Quickly.
Yeah. So what I can say to Frank in that direction is that none of us here is clothed with that PR authority to speak on behalf of the managing director. So you can have the time to invite the managing director.
Yeah, I think I will try to.
But one thing I can say towards that is that the NPA has a documentation called a 5-year strategic plan, and it covers all of those things.
Okay.
That document is not for Sekou. It's for the institution. Even in the absence of Sekou tomorrow, if different person is there, that document remain active. And it is driven towards improvement of the ports across the country.
Okay. Thanks. So, yeah, we just end up with you 30 seconds?
Yes. So, it is frustrating to hear a certain lawmaker saying that, he not participated in the bill or he needs to see the bill. I don't know how asking, how are you representing the people of the district?
The man is talking in your interest. The man is saying,
something I have to do with the interests of the Liberian people.
Listen to the man's point. They should have given them copies, and they did not give them copies. Yeah. Why you?
So he should be the one to go after it because he heard about it.
No, but imagine what is happening behind the
scenes. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, thanks so kindly, gentlemen. That's how we go. So, then our next guy is Scap. Yeah, the 30 second, Mr. SG. Yes, no, it's okay. The time for now. We're going 10 minutes. Yeah.
Thank you to the OKFN. We want to thank our many listeners. We want to thank those participators.
Just go to the point. You should leave all that treatment. Thank you to this person. That treat you sending there.
So we are saying this alarm with what we are saying. The bill is not in the interest.
I think I got to come back. Let's deal with the two bills.
The bill is not in the interest.
I think I got to bring other people to face your too. So we get okay. Thanks so kindly, gentlemen. That's how we let you go.
Thank you.
My name is Julius. Next up, Senator Abraham Darius Dillon of Montserrat County. This quick break. LEC, yeah, LEC.
Good morning, Mahawa. Thank God you're working with EDC and you are here. Mahawa, I get big problem, yeah. They finished stealing my EDC meter, yeah. I don't even know what to do.
Collie, don't worry. All you need to do is to go to the nearby LEC Customer Service Center or LEC Waterside office. And when you go there, you must carry a letter telling them that your meter was stolen. Tell them the main day they steal your meter, the meter number, the place you live in, your full name, and your phone number. Now, all you need to do.
What will happen when I carry the letter?
Good question, Cody. LEC gets some record there. They call them the LEC Customer Service Agent. They will take the letter and look at all the things that you put inside and quick black or close that meter so nobody will be able to buy it or use it. Or when they put money on it, it will not work. If you don't report that your meter that was stolen, somebody will be using it. And if you were having money on the meter before they steal it, when they give your new meter, the money will still be on your meter, yeah, until you yourself you choose to use it when they finish.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Good news there. That the only way they steal the meter and they steal the LEC wire, then it will stop. Mahawa.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, yeah. I want to put current in my new house. What am I gonna do for LEC to help me to put current in our house?
Hey, brother Cody, that one is an easy thing. Just go to LEC office and tell them that you want current in your new house. They will give you one paper. They call a application form. On that form, you will put your full name, the place you live in, your phone number, and put any of your ID, like number 1, national ID card, 2, passport, number 3, photos card, 4, driver lessons. The LEC people then will look at all the things and Google when it correct. The LEC people then will send their workers with one paper called service order in your community to check good and see whether your new house get good wiring and installation for them to put current inside. Right after that, they will tell you how much you will pay to a bank account. If that's single phase meter, you will pay 79.10 USD. But on a 3-phase meter, you will pay $384.20 USD. When the finance people then see the money in their system, LEC will say, "Well, quick to put current in your new house."
I want that. All right. Ain't not bad at all. But Mahawa, I won't know again, yeah? If my meter stop working or I put money inside and I won't go, what am I gonna do?
My brother, that one is easy. You can report anything. I mean anything like you have to do with LEC business inside by going to LEC Customer Service Center, or you call LEC call center on 4500, or you send an email to customerservice@lecliberia.com, or you can even carry a letter telling them what happened to you, whether the meter stop working or you put money and the money can go. LEC will look at all the things that you put in your letter. Check it, Google. Then LEC will send workers quick to your house and change your meter or to show you how to do it.
Thank you plenty, Mahawa. They say anything you know, a people pass you.
Oh yeah.
I know what to do now.
Oh, okay, well, let's see, Okwadi. LEC is committed to providing reliable service and supporting every customer. LEC is committed to providing reliable service and supporting every customer. Report problems promptly and follow the proper procedure for faster assistance.
Liberia Electricity Corporation, powering Liberia, serving you better.
A message from the Liberia Electricity Corporation, LEC.
Okay, welcome back. We have with us Montserrado County Senator Abraham Darius DeLong. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Julius, and thank you for the invitation. Belated happy independence.
Yeah.
To you and our listeners.
You enjoy yourselves in Buchanan.
I believe you want to start now. The whole country will enjoy man.
Yeah, but you were around the president. That's where the president was. So that's where the attention was.
Yeah, we were around the president at the same time. We were around the people. We danced. We did.
Yeah, bring the microphone more.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. We have a whole lot to run through. We have limited time. I think we'll have. I want to get you 1 hour 30 minutes in the next 2 weeks. Let's see which day can fit you.
Sure, no problem.
So we run through a whole lot. But what do you know about this port autonomy bill? I keep hearing your name around it. What do you know about it?
The port autonomy bill is intended to give autonomy and to decentralize the various ports in this country, and including future ports that will be built.
But people say you people are doing it for selfish reasons.
So after this government, the port will be turned over to certain lawmakers, right? You know, sometimes when people bring some argument for the sake of the debate or argument, we don't waste our time. In our port bill, it is the president of Liberia who will appoint various port managers. So if Boaka is not in office tomorrow, the next president will have the authority to do that. So, and nobody owns a port. It's interesting that every time this port bill issue comes up, yet they attach it to certain people, especially when it comes to the port of Buchanan.
Mm-hmm. They said that's the reason why you people are pushing it. The Buchanan port, and these ports cannot stand alone. They don't have the ability and all that. Why are you?
The senators of Sino County voted for the port bill. The senators of Maryland County voted for the port bill. If anybody brings this kind of unreasonable, illogical argument that it is about the port of Buchanan, it's up to them. You see, we always want change, but we don't want to change. We always crave for change, but we don't want to accept change. I hear people talking about port having contract for this number of years and all the things attached to they want to tie it to the port bill. When the ports become autonomous, each of them, if they inherited contract, those contracts remain valid. And after the term of those contracts or existing contracts, then those autonomous ports will go into negotiations for themselves.
Is that a reason the president has vetoed it and may veto it again, like we're hearing?
Well, we will leave the wisdom of the president to decide. The president vetoed the bill, not the bill. If you look at it, the president has vetoed that bill once. It's the third time he has, left the Capitol building. The president vetoed it once. The second time, it was a voluntary withdrawal to correct some stuff from the legislature. Then we passed it, and then the House concurred with it. This port bill has been around the legislature for over a year. And without attempting to sound disparaging to any of my colleagues, for a lawmaker to say he or she has not seen the port bill is troubling. And it should,
Did the leadership of the House share it? Because the one who called comes from the House.
Okay, so we leave that to the House. But the House concurred with the Senate. And this is the third time that the House is concurring with the Senate on this port bill issue. And when one or two lawmakers come out and say they did not see it, especially from the House, we leave it to that House, to that chamber.
What could happen if the president were to veto it again? Will you do the two-step override?
So I wanted to give a bit of education. The president did not veto the bill.
Okay.
The president did line veto.
What does that mean?
It means the president said one or two sections in the bill were conflicting with some authorities from other institutions, like maritime functions, blah, blah, blah. In the president's letter, the only veto letter, the president wrote a 6-page communication detailing the accounts of the importance of that bill and how it is in line with his decentralization agenda for the country. It is in that communication. Those who run with propaganda and make it appear as though the president is anti this bill and one group of people in the legislature pushing it. It is the agenda of the administration led by the president. But the president, after review of the Attorney General, the president spotted one or two sections, few sections in the bill that we should. And he said he was asking the legislature to reconsider those. And we did. and we'll send it to him, and we'll look forward to his wisdom to approving it. If they, I think my colleague from the House, Muka Kamara, seemed to have been struggling with what happens if the president vetoes, and he, I think he was struggling with that information. If the president vetoes, it can only become law if the president vetoes the entire bill or session thereof, and the legislature with 2/3 majority of both houses override. They call it to override the veto. Or you send a bill to the marshal, and it stays at the executive marshal 21 days and beyond. Even if the president has not acted, it becomes law after 21 days. Once it is laid on his desk, and the 21 days begin from the day it was transmitted to the executive marshal and officially signed for by the proper authority. 21 days begin from there.
You have been around politics. You've been around legal people and all that stuff. You are an apprentice legal person and also a politician. District number 10 is confusing a whole lot of people. I've seen some publications. I've seen some concerns about do they still have a lawmaker or not? Or what is it? What this whole district 10 thing? What do you make of it? It appears like an ISO on our politics.
Why you want to start controversy already with our conversation? Look, politically, district number 10 does not have an active lawmaker. Legally, there is no vacancy yet in district number 10.
What is the difference?
The difference is that the House of Representatives took an action to expel Representative Yeke Koluba. Representative Yeke Koluba sought relief at the court. From every understanding, the matter is still seized at the court. Until the court finally rules, there is no legal vacancy in district number 10. And who knows, maybe after the court rules, the court may determine, the court may rule in favor of Yeke and ask the House to pay him retroactively, because the maximum law, that what is not done legally is not done at all. So politically, Yeke can go away, his men expel him according to their
rules.
Their rules and their action. But look, I keep saying, if you have, look, let me be the direct dealer that people know. You got a constitution with you?
Okay. Yep.
Look at Article 38.
Constitution where you did.
Yeah.
This is the OK conversation on OKFM 99.5. We have with us Senator Abraham Darius Dillon. I have this thing on my phone here.
And while you're looking for it, let me announce that we're doing relay of this interaction.
That you the host here?
That's
what you feed me. Anyway, you can be hosting your own show. So
so please announce or allow me to announce.
Okay, you are allowed.
Thank you. The Radio Bourgeois 98.1 is relaying or doing simulcast of this interaction. Thanks to OKFM for allowing.
Okay, Article 38.
Yeah.
Article 38 says, we're in Article 38, yeah. Each house shall adopt its own rules of procedure, enforce order, and with the concurrence of 2/3 of the entire membership may expel a member for cause. Each house shall establish its own committees and subcommittees, provided, however, that the committees on revenue and appropriation shall consist of one member from each county. All rules adopted by the legislature shall conform to the requirements of due process of law laid down in this constitution.
That last part, read it again. The closing sentence.
It says, all rules adopted by the legislature shall conform to the requirements of due process of law laid down in this constitution.
Simple. That constitution, that last sentence is mandatory. It's instructive.
It's a shall.
It is say you do the due process laid down in the rules of each of the houses. The due process that is required to remove a member is the due process requirement laid down in this constitution. And the Supreme Court has defined and what constitutes due process constitutionally and fundamentally. My problem with the court is, and some of the reasons I'm here to discuss some of the reform stuff I'm looking at for the judiciary. My problem with the court is that when a court says it did not hear Yeke's case because the writ from the court was not properly served, there's a problem.
Because whose fault is that?
Who's supposed to serve the writ? It is the court. And from the Supreme Court level, it is the marshal. From the circuit court level, it is the sheriff. From the magisterial level, it is the bailiff, the court bailiff.
Oh, that's the difference there. So we can just be missing it.
Right. The magisterial court has bailiffs. They are officers of the court. And the circuit court has sheriff. And the Supreme Court has marshals and deputy marshals are the highest ranking. And when the Supreme Court seems to be depriving or delaying justice on its own fault, we're in trouble. That is why, with the action of the House having the constitutional authority and right to expel a member, did expel a member according to their rules, but the affected member say, you did not follow due process. Supreme Court, please tell my friend they won't move me. Let them follow due process. Let them accord me due process laid down in the Constitution. And the only authority that can define what the Constitution says is the Supreme Court. When the court seems reluctant to act, that's a problem. That is why, since the action against Yeke, the House cannot write the Elections Commission to announce or declare vacancy in District number 10, because there is a prohibition on that action that has not been lifted. And Yeke's prayer for the court to determine whether he will accord a due process or not has not been answered. It is before the court. Somebody needs to speak out. I didn't come here to defend Yeke. The thing about the respect for the rule of law. And when the final arbiter of justice is depriving somebody of speedy, fair, and impartial trial, it's troubling.
What could this mean for our democracy for the future, especially if it is not Yeke's fault that one should have been served, wasn't properly served?
It is troubling, and I don't know a better word right now to say. Every time we think the person who is being victimized by injustice is not one of ours, is not one of those who like, so let it happen to him or her, we too are perpetrating injustice when we don't speak, when we have voice. The Supreme Court is becoming an embarrassment in this matter. It must speak as in acting. Deny a man justice, deny a prohibition and say why, or uphold his prohibition and say why. You can't leave it in abeyance.
Because there is a whole district that is not being represented politically.
And interestingly, I'm going to get in trouble with this. Sometimes our people don't know what to rise up for. Your district is not being represented.
And nobody, it is just that no one says anything from the district.
Any question. Maybe they're okay with it. But you see, there will be no vacancy filled in District number 10 unless the Supreme Court rules. And somebody needs to be total on the fire on the turtle's back to get the Supreme Court to wake up and act.
Talking about...
Forget about Yeke. Why is the court not acting? Why did the court not hold itself responsible when it failed to properly serve the writ on the House of Representatives? What administrative...
But don't you think, by the court admitting that it did not properly serve in that conference and blah, 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 and then they moved the matter to the full bench, is it not embarrassing? Doesn't it place the court in a very difficult position? What do they say now?
What is more embarrassing? Depriving somebody justice? Denying them justice by the delays? Or to take administrative action on the marshal and then proceed with the matter and dispose of it in keeping with law, in keeping with the mandate of the Constitution. This court has ruled and to define due process. Due process is essentially defined as a process that hears before it condemns. And I will add, before it acquits, because hearing may not only lead to condemnation, it can also lead to acquittal. That's justice. Now, the Supreme Court defined all the elements that constitute due process. When somebody is accused, especially where they will be deprived a fundamental constitutional privilege or right, liberty, to property, freedom, life, job, that person must be heard. They must be represented by a lawyer. And the lawyer must be given, according to the Supreme Court ruling in the Great Manor case versus the House of Representatives, it said the lawyer must be given unhindered access to speak and properly represent his lawyer. In the Yeke case, his client. In the Yeke case, the House said, thank God you brought your lawyer, but they play will get our own lawyer can tell you. The Supreme Court said no in the Great Manor case on due process. The Supreme Court defined due process and with all of the elements contained therein. And I will insist, closely out to Yeke, we're talking about justice.
It could be anybody.
It could be anybody. So, in closing on this matter, District number 10 is politically out of representation, but there is no legal vacancy. The House cannot announce vacancy. It cannot declare it at the Elections Commission because the general principle of our legal practice and almost everywhere is that when the Supreme Court takes an action, gives an instruction, all public entities and public officials, including the general public, must take judicial notice and act accordingly. There is a prohibition on Yeke case, so Yeke is not legally removed yet. So the House, if it writes the Election Commission, even from political standpoint, the Election Commission is on judicial notice.
Not to act.
Not to act. Because to do so, it is contemptuous and is an affront to the authority of the court. Sadly, the court itself is diminishing its own authority by the questionable delays in handling down this matter.
You were talking about rule of law and reforms. What are the kinds of reforms we want to push for? I don't know if I could tease your mind on this whole former officials, Samuel Toy and others case, and the issue with the jurors and the quote-unquote setting aside after some investigation of the verdict for a new trial. What do you make of it?
Yeah, so before I come to that, when we return by early October to session, I will be suggesting several reforms built from the judiciary.
Okay.
First, 3 senior legal people in our country. When Yami wasted his honor, was nominated as Associate Justice under President Weah. I, being a member of the Judiciary Committee of the Senate responsible to hear his confirmation, I asked him, what source of authority granted to one justice in Chima to decide that he or she will decline issuing a writ, thereby forever depriving or denying somebody justice? Because if he filed a petition for prohibition before a justice in Chima, when you hear that a justice in Chima declined to issue the writ, that means they've taken no action. That means you can take appeal to the full bench. When the justice in Chima decides on denying, when you hear they deny the writ, the petition for prohibition, that one justice in Chima, when you hear it is denied, that means there was a conference, there were, they heard the matter, the justice in Chambers heard the matter, either in conference, and reasoned by law to deny issuing the writ prayed for. That denial stands as a decision of that justice in Chambers that you can take appeal from to the full bench. If the justice in Chambers issues the writ, that is a decision you can appeal from if you on the other side and deny and thought that the writ should not be issued. But if the justice in Chambers look at the petition and say, I decline, I'm not taking no action, your fight, your search for justice ends right there. You can't go before the full bench. My question was to Yami Wese when he was Associate Justice nominated, when he was even nominated as Chief Justice under our government here. The same applied to CNN, Her Honor, when she was nominated as Chief Justice, and including the current Associate Justice, Bwaka Khan, His Honor. None of them could give me any clear answer. They say it's discretionary. What gives you, what legal instrument, what source of law gives you your one, that authority to deprive somebody justice just by sitting and declining, using your discretion? So we'll be reviewing that. Two, you see most of the criminal cases being delayed at the various criminal courts is because, from my experience from Justice Ministry, where I was in prosecution, I was special assistant to the Solicitor General. Most times when they charge people with criminal offense, the main trial can take more than 2 weeks. When they enter into the main trial, it can take more than 2 weeks.
So why the delays?
The delay is the pre-trial motions. Every time they say, oh, the way the judge walked today, and then they go upstairs to the Supreme Court and file certiorari. They say the judge committed a reversible error, so they're asking the Supreme Court to review and revise the judge's error on the issue of the law. Or they carry prohibition, or say, for instance, you say, oh, I won't bring my witness. Then the judge says, no, the other witness disqualified. Then that party whose witness disqualified, then that party go upstairs to the Supreme Court. My reform in that area is for us to put time frame. How long does it take, or will it take, for the Supreme Court to hear such petition? Because in the Gracious Ra case, how do you call it? The Gracious Ra with Inabono, when the Asset Recovery Team took an action, Gracious Ra ran to the Supreme Court and prayed for a writ of prohibition. The court issued a temporary writ. They call it, I think it's called the alternative writ. The court that issued that writ, it said, return to status quo ante. Meaning, go back to the place where you were as though you have not taken any action. That means, give all gracious raw property back that you confiscated until we hear whether their petition for prohibition has merit. The Supreme Court took 9 months to hear that one petition. When the Supreme Court finally decided after 9 months that asset recovery had authority to act, but they must do it in keeping with law. When asset recovery went back for those assets that they wanted to confiscate pending conviction, if there would be any, the properties were disposed of.
Oh.
You can see the card in this. The properties were disposed of. And in the Samuel 12 case or other cases, like the Capitol building fire, so now, by the time the judge, by the time one party take one action, one party run to the court, the Supreme Court, then the Supreme Court send instruction down, hold on yet until we hear what the people came for. Then the Supreme Court has said hold on yet, then they take 8 to 7 months to review what the thing they put went for after it made sense. All the remedial processes, all the pre-trial motions can delay the prosecution of the main case. Once the trial begins, production of witnesses, testimonies, counter arguments, you know that 2-3 weeks. And right there, they do final argument, and the judge charges the jury to go come with the verdict. But all the pre-trial motion. So I am consulting my colleagues and talking to some legal people so we can put time frame. If the only place the Supreme Court has time frame, that on electoral matters.
Mm-hmm.
If there were no time frame on electoral matters, an electoral matter will stay 3 years before the Supreme Court. It is delaying justice in this country. And this kind of reform for good governance, for speedy justice, we are looking at. And that's my focus when we return. Part of my focus when we return.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also asked for your view on the Samuel Twa and others case, where it is now.
My only confusion with the Samuel Twa case is that jury were alleged to have been tampered with.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of tampering? Who complained? And what kind of tampering? Was it bribery? Was it promise for promise or consideration that impair some people's judgment?
Well, it is not stated in the report.
So maybe when we know, then we'll know. But for now, the court rule, Samuel Twa should be a free man until otherwise.
Well, his lawyer wants them to go to the Supreme Court. He himself is not inclined to go into the Supreme Court on this other matter. Why will you advise him?
I think reasoning will prevail with him.
Okay.
Reasoning will prevail with him. I'm happy that we're taking people to court. But taking people to court is not about being guilty. Justice is to afford both parties to prove their case.
But there is a certain perception in the public that if the government doesn't win the case, then it's that, oh, the government has serious. They are playing on the minds of the Liberian people. They're compromising.
You know, if 2 persons were fighting outside and we go pat them, unfortunately 1 person died. That goal we went to go to, the death that resulted from it, we can be charged with involuntary manslaughter. If somebody went subconscious or unconscious out there, say no, they don't prepare your car, like any person. You put that person in your car, and something happened to that person, the country will not forgive you. You mean, you wicked. But if you put that person in your car, and you carry the person to the hospital, and the medical details can prove
they say death before arrival.
Death before arrival. That good you did, they can charge you because you are not an ambulance. You go up. An ambulance will be applying first aid, or they know what to be doing, right? But So what I'm trying to say here is, when you take people to court that to prove their guilt, and they have the opportunity to prove their innocence, that's justice.
And in which way the court rules?
When a court rules, that's justice unless credible, provable foul play can be established.
You are big on the narcotics thing, illegal drugs. You have even a place running to help rehabilitate people who have been affected. I don't know how many cases now, but we had 19 million, 300 plus million. We don't know the exact figure with the 300 because we keep hearing different things. There are some 2 drums that say we didn't hear any kind of good reports on that one from Roseville and all of that. This whole fight as it is going, what is your general view of how things are playing out? I know you, the senators, were concerned. You invited the joint security the other time and all that. There have been videos here, threats here and there. Today we saw a response from the president's son that says the guys actually contacted him before the release of that video and all that stuff. Where are we?
The issue about the cocaine seen in our country is embarrassing, it's scary, and I will use my favorite word, very troubling. Since 2021, I opened the rehab center. Every month, not less than $3,000 of my salary goes to cater to our fellow citizens on drug, victimized by drug abuse.
And that may even be small because I saw down there when I went there.
Yeah, I said minimum. Because we have 18 staff over there. The people, when we take them in there, they eat 3 times a day, they're feeding, they're sheltering, they're medical issues.
I saw it. I know it's cost intensive.
Thank you. So I am vested in this issue to ensure our country gets cleansed of drug issue. I know it's impossible or very challenging. But when we do a drug bust, like the cocaine case, it must be very serious to all of us. And at this point in time, no politics. I want to commend the security people for the progress made so far. I think we should push further. I may make an unpopular statement here. I will call on the Justice Ministry and the Joint Security. Anybody, especially people whose opinion can move the country, whether you are a politician or whether you are a media person like Julius, whether you are close to Joseph Boakai like Darius Dillon, what is security people doing at work? Anybody who say the name and the calling, that's not the real name, it means you know the real name.
Mm-hmm.
You should become a person of interest to get a real name. That's the only way we gave these people chance to investigate properly. If what they're doing, when the 19 million drug bust was announced, 2 days after, the DEA director or acting head went to MICA, to the Ministry of Information, and made a statement to the effect that they had 6 persons as persons of interest, but they were withholding their names. Since that one statement, in my view, ill-informed statement, ill-advised statement, it made everybody in the country to start calling their own names. Oh, they won't call it in now because the other person is there. Oh, no, because they're hiding certain names. When you're doing an investigation like this, you do regular update. Even if you have some people of interest or even some of your suspects and you are not ready to name them, the proper thing to do is we are pursuing people of interest that will lead us to the perpetrators to bring them to justice. And as we apprehend them or we get them, we will update the public. That would have been more reasonable. That statement was ill-advised and order. That statement gave rise to everybody speculating and smearing people all over the place. So, in order to give these people the space and the time to do the work, and while we will watch out for how they are doing the work properly, I would think it is not a suppression of freedom of speech.
Because that's the question I was going to ask. In these things, people will just talk. People will say stuff.
If the man down the street call any name, yeah, I'm talking of people whose voices are consequential.
They should be calling to answer who
If,
do they know.
If Darius Dillon said the people whose name they calling are not the real names, my voice is believable to some people. Some people are angry at my voice. That politics, I can understand that. But if I take the microphone and say the names they're calling are not the real names, it means I know the real names. I should be a person of interest. I'm calling on the Ministry of Justice and the Joint Security people to do that. That's the only way this investigation and prosecution will form its proper perspective. Because everybody still waiting for certain name. And one certain name called it means not the real name. This is hurting the investigation as well.
Before we take calls, just in 2 minutes, I know I have to bring it back, and then we'll do an open show so that people can ask you any question and all that. But you always posting about 2029. and I don't know what it is from a place of fear or I don't understand, but you seem to. It appears to me like perhaps it is touching you, it is moving you when people threaten you with 2029 or threaten current government or past government, whatsoever, with 2029. This whole 2029 thing. What is the psychology of it? What is it doing to you politicians?
No, it's not doing anything to me particularly. Personally, nothing, zero.
But you always post about it.
Yeah, it's a jest. I'm joking.
Okay.
But let me tell you about this thing about 2029. I've said it in the studio. I've said it to my rescue people outside microphone. I've said it to some of my partisans where we meet. You see, when you are government, have checklist of things to do every day. Don't join opposition with talking. Opposition will talk. That's opposition role. Opposition just need to see where the light gone off air or no light board there. Opposition say current gone. That all. The government start to go put a light on. Then you take opposition talking point for talking about light business. When the road not good, opposition will say the road not good. I'm speaking from experience as a very consequential person from opposition. Mm-hmm. Government must have checklist of things and not join debate, talking point debate for 2029. Because every time you check a list of something you've done as a government, you are already doing your 2029 by working, not by talking. But it seems like we not elevate 2029 business. We from the government have elevated 2029. And in my view, look, when I was elected in 2019, I knew that there was an election waiting for me in 2020. I wasn't thinking about an election. 2019 election was tough. Forget about Polita. People talk Polita election with me or against Polita was easy. No. 2020 election was the easiest election I was into. Because when I won in 2019, I did not focus on 2020 election. I focused on what I would do every day that would make the country desire to keep me there in 2020. So I declare my asset, publish it. First time from the legislature for any official entering office to do. Publicly announce dollar and cent how much lawmakers making to break the taboo that been hanging over the country here. Started fighting for the Senate to remove people like Wabudigi then who were not legally qualified to be in government. To get the Senate, rally the Senate under a popular George Weah government. To deny some George Weah nominees who we believe were not fit for the job. Then CDC started having weekly Monserrato rally all to SKD to moving from there in 2020. CDC started panicking. 2020 March, the fellow SKD, ATS, in preparation of election in October to moving. In fact, they were calling me vacation senator. My friend Kalasco King in the studio said, Delo will be the shot that senator. Hey, they were,
yeah, I can remember I did that interview.
Yeah. So it was CDC that then the public out there, they said we want more of Delo. It will get far diverse Delo. There's the people who are supposed to be craving for you because of what you're doing. Not yourself running to your own election. No. So it is my view. 2020 will play itself. And lastly, one of the reasons I don't bother myself with 2020.
2029.
2029. It will play itself.
How
will it play itself? It will play itself. I saw 2023 election. 2021 CPP was...
Because of time, because there's a whole lot to talk there. Thomas Fala has come on your side. A whole lot of different things have shifted, so we really need to talk more.
Right.
So let's just leave it. Let's take two calls: 777-700, 995-555, 995-995. He was stuck in traffic, so we had to hold on with the other people so that we could have him coming. But like I said, I promise you we'll give you 1 hour 30 minutes. We'll have an open show. You're asking anything. Let's see, 777-700-995. We just squeeze in two calls, then we take the news. This man is almost always the first when Dylan is on. Frank Gibson from Paris, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, Honorable Senator. Senator, I got two quick questions for you, very short. When you won the election in 2019, your house was not fenced, and you say you were never going to fence your house because you wanted for the people to be seeing your house.
Did we talk about any of that?
Yeah, the last Senator Joseph Barker, the president said the $10 billion project is government finance.
Frank, so sorry, I am letting you go because we will have that show and talk about those things that you are talking about. That will be an open show, but let's focus on what we discussed today. Welcome, let's hear you.
Yes, good afternoon, Julius.
Yes, quickly.
Good afternoon to my senator. The only senator I can vote more than 50 times, I won't regret. Senator Dillon, I just want to ask this question quick. Senator, if that autonomous bill passes, is it possible that these both can sign their own concession?
Okay. Thanks so kindly. I also know as you can come from America every time you come vote, but sorry, I already let you go. Welcome, let's hear you.
Good evening, Julius.
Yes, quickly, 30 seconds.
And good evening to Honorable Senator in studio. Let me commend you. My name is Philip P. Barry, and I do join you from the city of Bagleyville, Granby County. Let me commend
from all the way Bagleyville. Okay, that's good.
Let me commend the Honorable Senator in studio for the lengthy discussion and his friends. And I just want to use this time to encourage our people of Monterrey in 2029. If we lost Senator Bill at the level of the Senate, is one of the biggest mistakes I will be making. This is the senator that have shown the high level of argument in the Senate.
Okay.
So I just want to use it.
Thanks so kindly. It is not campaign time yet. Let's take 30 seconds, Daniel Sando.
Good evening, Julius.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say good evening to Patterson Dillon. I just want to say that I like the way Senator Dillon is never bothered about the 2029 conversation because his record would justify his inclusion in 2029. There are a lot of good people at the Senate, but I think the current Senate will not be what it is without someone like Mr. Dillon. So we appreciate that and we're proud of him
as people who supported him. But I just want to emphasize the point he made, that the government has to now move beyond just going after people who they believe are persons of interest, people who want to intentionally distract the investigation by going on the airways and naming people every day and say, oh, the other person is there. The government has got the duty to call the people. Come and tell what you know about it, and I support that point.
Okay, thanks for kindly. We'll come back to you, sir. 30 seconds.
Otobi?
Yeah.
You
Just
know,
30 seconds.
Frank Gibson, I haven't seen him before, but I'm getting to like him. When you got to call every show in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, tell me you're really less busy in France. So
man's not less busy. Man is working at the airport in France.
Yeah,
got
my
businesses
man.
here.
I know when people working here. Frank Gibson. Frank Gibson. Yes. What the other questions are as a closing? Because Frank Gibson not think he can.
No, there was no question. I think there were commendations and all that.
Yeah,
But
so
thanks.
we want to thank our people and let's arrange another one.
Yeah,
1
we
hour
will.
30 minutes.
Yeah, we will do that. I want people to interact with you more. That's how we go. His name is Senator Darius Dillon. My name is Julius J. Tomorrow will be another day here at the news.